What's poppin', T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 1, Episode 6 review. So, on tonight's episode, Emily tells Gina to write the statement about, Matt being abusive because she believes that Matt guilt trips her and manipulates her. I don't know that man, so I can't say if that's the case, but it does seem like she cares more about his feelings than hers, which is always bad. If this man really did put his hands on you, I wouldn't give a fuck about his feelings. Fuck that. No. So Bronwyn and Elizabeth go bike riding, and Elizabeth says that she wants to help Bronwyn because she couldn't help her sister who is addicted to heroin. She says that the girls, including herself, were wrong for continuing to party at Shannon's home what the fuck is the shit called? Housewarming party. I was happy that she acknowledged that because I felt like they were being so insensitive to the fact that, Bronwyn tells y'all I'm addicted to alcohol. I'm, a few days sober. I'm in AA. And everybody was like, okay, girl, good for you. Chug a lug. It was just like they did not give a fuck. So Bronwyn says that Shannon isn't her friend because of, her saying that she didn't say what she supposedly said about Gina's home and her having tequila at the housewarming party and not giving her a heads up. I feel like the second part, girl, you could have kept that. Like, she was having a house party. Drinks were going to be available to everyone. Like, I understand that tequila is your trigger, but I don't even remember if Shannon knew that at the time. But anyway, you knew there were going to be drinks there regardless. I just think that she was reaching with that one. Like, just say that, the incident with, her saying that you're lying or whatever. I can get that. But the other part, you could have just kept that one to yourself, girl. Because if that was the case, you could have just stayed at home because alcohol is going to be there anyway. So Elizabeth says that she had a lot of yes friends, when she was married to her husband. But when things, fell apart, they all fucking disappeared. And I was like, well, you shouldn't have been taking these hoes out on trips and doing this, and that. If I know who my real friends are. I've had the same friends for almost 30 years, or no, not even almost over 30 years of my life. I know they're not going to switch up on me. God forbid they ever do, but you know what I'm saying? Like, who is with you, and the hoes is just around for the good time. Like, I think that she had to have known who was there for her and who wasn't. It seemed like to me, not Emily, Elizabeth might have been one of them women that was trying to floss that I got it and I can do this, and y'all, we about to go do this, and that to impress these hoes. So Bronwyn says that her mom will be at the vow renewal, even though they haven't spoken in quite a while. Her mama is a trip. So Gina and her man meet up with Elizabeth and Gay Jimmy, Shannon and John for dinner. Shannon tells them that she stocked up for Rona, child. She is not playing with the girls. Like, she got it all prepared. So they laugh and they joke about that. Then Shannon brings up Gina going to an AA meeting with Bronwyn. And Gina says, I feel really bad for her. She admitted that she was taking her feelings out on me and Shannon. How can you be mad at someone who's going through all of that? And Shannon says, well, she didn't admit anything to me when we were on the phone. And I can understand where Shannon was coming from with that. Like, I understand that she's going through what she's going through, but if I'm saying I didn't say that, you need to tell me, like, what, I was wrong for accusing you of this. I was going through something. Like, which one is was I lying, or were you just in your feelings and taking shit out on me? Like, which one is it? But I am happy that Gina is at least trying to be sympathetic to what has going on. And I'm not sitting up here saying Bronwyn is some innocent weak bird, because Bronwyn tries it as well. So Elizabeth says that Sean has to stop enabling her. And I agree 100%. And Gina says, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I mean, anybody that walk around with them type of necklaces on, you can't trust them to have any type of opinion on life. Because this nigga don't know if he want to be in a tribe in Africa or Native American. Like, this nigga don't know what the fuck he want to be. Like, that nigga's weird. So Gina says that, one of Bronwyn's triggers is tequila, and you see Shannon look like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing she did know that was one of her triggers. That's what I'm guessing. So Shannon in her confessional say, I'm going to drink at the vow renewal. Will I do it in front of her? No. I think Gina and Elizabeth are taking it too far. I don't think they're taking it too far at all. I think they're being very kind and cautious of what this woman has going on. It's just like if I tell you I'm addicted to coke and then you doing coke around me, like, you just don't give a fuck. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, all of y'all should not drink around her when y'all are around her. Like, that's just being a good friend. The fact that y'all gotta drink that bad says a lot about y'all heifers, and that y'all might need to be in AA as well. Like, you can't cut back for one night. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you hoes? So Kelly tells us that the little drink line she invested in is now in Target. Hooray for her, whatever. Bronwyn, meets up with her mama before the wedding, and she tells her mama that Gina is coming to the wedding, and her mama's like, she never really tried to get to know me or whatever. And I was like, you just her mama. Like, the fuck is we supposed to be kikiing? Like, the fuck? Well, girl, get out of here. So Bronwyn says, now that I'm sober, no one wants to hang out with me. And then the mama go and say, you're not nearly as fun. And Bronwyn looked at her like, did this bitch really just say that to me? And then the mama tries to clear it up and say, that's probably what they're thinking. No, bitch, that's what you were thinking. That came from you, from your mouth. Like, what kind of mama says some shit like that to their daughter? And I'm looking at this bitch like, you sitting up here dressed like Boy George, thinking that you in the Madonna Like a Virgin video. Like, bitch, you ain't Run DMC with these big gold chains and shit on. Bitch, you don't even know who the fuck you are. You ain't no type of mama. Like, I really feel like Bronwyn needs to cut her mama out of her life. I know that, that's her mama or whatever, but just because we family, we blood, don't mean that you're good for me. And that mama is a trip. And that mama has done extensive damage to that little girl. Not only was you not really there for her growing up, but you petty, you ignorant, you taunt her. Like, you ain't shit, bitch. So, Bronwyn says that her mama uses her addiction as a weapon, and that she's done that for years. And I'm like, Bronwyn, if you know this about your mama, I know that you love her. I know you probably wish that things would be better, but at some point you have to draw a line in the sand and say enough is enough. So the girls, along with Emily and Emily's ugly ass husband, head to the wedding. Emily asks Shannon, has she met David's fiance? This is Shannon's ex-husband, and Shannon says no. He won't even answer her text. But she was like, I just want to meet the woman. I ain't gonna be mean. Like, this woman is around my kids. And I get what she's saying. This woman is around her kids, but your girls is teenagers. They know how to handle themselves. Now, I can see if they was 5 or 9 or some shit like that. These are grown ass girls. They know how to check a bitch. They know how to be like, hold up, bitch, you ain't none of my mama. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel that it's necessary for you to meet the girlfriend. I really honestly don't. Unless they get married or some shit. I don't really see the need. So Emily asked her, do you check his Instagram page? She was like, nope. And Emily was like, I know, because you still have me blocked for after 2 years. And Shannon was like, you know what? Okay, this is about to be monumental. I'm about to follow you. And I was like, Emily, can you stop being so pressed about Shannon and whether or not she like you and whether or not she got you blocked? Like, fuck Shannon. Who the fuck is Shannon? Nobody. God damn it. So Bronwyn's best friend comes for the wedding, and she says that her best friend was the person that was, looking for, help for her and everything. Meanwhile, Sean was going around telling everybody she was fine. And I was like, see, that's the problem. Like, I don't know if Sean just was in denial. He just didn't want to accept it. But like, you can't have somebody like that in your life that's not going to stand up for you and put you in your place and say you need help, especially when we got kids. So Elizabeth says that she had a 9-hour deposition the day before they came for the wedding, and Gina in her confessional says, I think she's on another planet. She can't talk about her divorce, but that's the only thing she talks about is her divorce. And I was like, amen, Gina, because like Elizabeth, you always saying you can't talk about shit, but every episode you giving us some type of little tidbit about what the fuck is going on in this divorce. Have several, ma'am. I need for you to step it up too. So Gina tells Shannon that Bronwyn isn't having tequila at the vow renewal, and it's like the world is coming to an end. put the chains on the door. The enemies is here. It's like, can't nobody survive. Everybody's going crazy. It's the end of the world. It's Y2K. And so Kelly say, I mean, I'm a diabetic. That doesn't mean I'm not going to have cake at my wedding. It's two totally different things, ma'am. I just learned that I'm diabetic. I just got diagnosed with having type 2 diabetes. I literally found out the week of my birthday party, the birthday dinner. If you haven't seen my birthday dinner video, go check it out. I literally found out the same week. Did I still have cake at my party? Yes. Did I eat any? No, because I know how to have self-restraint. It's a different thing from being addicted to alcohol to having sugar at your wedding, unless you just a crack fiend for sugar. Like, come on, you can't even, that's apples and oranges. You can't compare the two. So I felt like that was a stupid analogy for her to even bring up. And I felt like that was incredibly selfish. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these bitches? So Gina says, she's having liquor, just not tequila. And I'm like, exactly. Like, she's still having liquor for you hoes. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? So Kelly, in her confessional, say, why should I be punished? Why should she punish everybody? Because she has an alcoholic problem. That is a disgusting bitch. She is really a disgusting, horrible person. Like, I pray to God that this is her last season on this show. Andy better fire her ass. The network better fire her. So they stop at a liquor store and buy fucking tequila anyway. Like, y'all bitches need to be in AA right along with her. So the ladies arrive at the venue. Bronwyn says to Gina, I missed you or whatever. And I was very shocked by that. But you can tell, like, Bronwyn ain't got nobody. Like, her best friend probably don't even live near her. I don't know, but like, she going through it. So Shannon in her confessional say, I'm not really excited to see Bronwyn, but I'm respecting her sobriety by having the bellman take my tequila to the room, which was good. You know what I'm saying? That was respectful. Meanwhile, Kelly ass gonna walk up to the bitch with a whole thing of alcohol underneath her arm, Thomason. I didn't know it was a trigger for you. I wasn't supposed to show you. Like, what kind of girl? I would have told that bitch to turn around and go home. Because you really playing in my face. Like, you being hella disrespectful. Get your ass the fuck up out of here. Like, why would you bring that around me? Why would you even tell me? Like, ooh. So, Gina tells her boyfriend or whatever that, Bronwyn told her that she missed her, and she was like, I actually missed her too. Like, we have really came far, and I hope that they still are bonded. I don't really know right about now if they even cool. I don't know. I don't even think Bronwyn is following any of the cast right about now, except for Shannon. So Gina goes to Emily's room and asks how she felt about the car ride. She says, Kelly, makes insensitive comments, and Emily say, I'm surprised by Elizabeth. And Gina says, is she drinking or not tonight? And Emily was like, I don't know. Sometimes I can't figure out what she's saying. She says, we went to the sauna and she told me she wanted to get her eggs frozen. So I asked, does Jimmy want to have kids? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And I'm like, well, what is you doing with Gay Jimmy? Like, what is going on with you and Gay Jimmy? Gay Jimmy won't fuck you. Gay Jimmy don't even want to have kids with you. He don't even want to have kids, period. But you talking about you waiting until your divorce to fuck him. Like, what is going on here? So Emily's husband said, he made it clear to me that he didn't want to have children. They showed a flashback of him actually saying it. So Emily says, then she was talking about artificial insemination. Gina says, but what is she going to do with Jimmy? And she was like, I don't know. At this point, like I said, Gay Jimmy is gay. Jimmy either with her for the clout, for her money, it's something, or either she hired this nigga to pretend like he's her boyfriend. But even if that was the case, I wouldn't even tell people that we ain't fucking. So I can only go back to exhibit A, that this nigga is playing you. He probably either gay or got a bitch on the side and he's using you for your shit and taking it back. It's something very weird, and there's something going on in the sauce, and bitch, you're dumb. So, Bronwyn is dressed for the wedding. She looked absolutely stunning. Her hair, her makeup, the dress, everything was beautiful. She looked gorgeous. So Kelly's friend and business partner, Zach, is at the wedding. And she tells him, Zach says to Kelly that Shannon looked like a mortician. I was like, she did. It was a great read. So Kelly then decides to take him over to Shannon and says, tell him about the water that you want to do. And Shannon was like, what are you talking about? It's not water. And so Shannon is mad. She walks away, and Kelly says, she told me water. I'm not lying. But they flash back to the conversation, and Shannon clearly said that she's created a tincture supplement, which is not fucking water, you idiot. I'm like, this dumb bitch, like, always trying to start something and tell us I'm not lying, but you're clearly lying unless your dumb ass just don't know what tincture supplement means and didn't even take the time to fucking Google it. So Shannon tells, her man that, what happened, and, she's mad because, her insinuating that she trying to bite off her and this, and that. I'm like, you got that little ragged ass water up in Target and don't know how to act. So we learned that a drag queen is the officiant for the wedding, and as soon as he starts the wedding, he talking about drinking and shit, and everybody is, looking like read the room, like she's an alkie, like what the fuck. So Bronwyn gives Sean another god awful necklace that she looked like she got from somebody's farmer's market. I don't know where in the fuck she found that shit, in the Legend of Doom from the Tomb Raider event. Like, I don't know where she's getting these god awful necklaces from. He then gives her a ring, which was really beautiful because the ring had each of their children's gemstones. That was beautiful. Great gift. So the officiant asks, the kids, do they want to say anything? And then her son say, Dad, will you love mom after she's embezzled all your money? And then he says to Bronwyn, Mama, will you love daddy when he leave you for a 12-year-old model? And Bronwyn looked like she was about to slit her wrist or slap the shit out of him. It was awkward as hell. The jokes didn't land. Everybody was looking like, oh God, abort Bishop. It was like, boy, stick to the drag. So Shannon, after the ceremony, runs over to Gina and Emily to tell them what Kelly did. And Emily was like, no, you said tincture water. And that's two totally different things. Kelly then comes over and asks them what they're talking about, and then leaves off on that cliffhanger. Overall, I give tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County a C plus. It was cool. It wasn't great, but it was cool for what it was. So far, to me, this season has been all right. It hasn't been stellar. I guess this whole season is going to be based around Bronwyn's alcoholism, Kelly being a douchebag, Gina over there with that nigga and all his kids trying to be my two moms. Emily still pretending like she in love with this sawed off ass nigga. Like, I need for them to spice it up. Like, if Elizabeth ain't bringing nothing, we 6 episodes in and this bitch still walking around dressed like she in Dynasty. Like, I need them to step it up. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode. Make sure you guys tune in for my first ever review of ABC's For Life. That video will be posted tonight, as well as my Real Housewives of Salt Lake review as well. Love you. Make sure you thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.